Chapter 15, Purushottama Yoga, the Yoga of the Supreme Person. The battlefield still waits, but Krishna now takes Arjuna even deeper. After explaining the body, the self, and the three gunas, Krishna now asks Arjuna to look at life itself from a completely different perspective. Instead of beginning with philosophy, Krishna paints a picture. He says, Arjuna, imagine a great tree. But this is no ordinary tree. Its roots are above, its branches spread below. Arjuna pauses. How can a tree grow upside down? Krishna smiles. That is exactly the point. This is not a tree you can find in a forest. It is a picture of worldly existence. The roots of this tree are above because everything ultimately comes from the divine. The branches spread downward, representing the countless forms of life, our relationships, our ambitions, our experiences, our joys, our sorrows. The leaves of this tree are compared to sacred wisdom, which helps sustain life. As Arjuna imagines this immense tree, he notices something. The branches keep growing in every direction. New desires appear, new attachments form, new fears arise. The tree seems endless. Krishna gently says, this tree appears endless because the mind keeps clinging to it. People become attached to their possessions, their achievements, their identity, their successes, their failures, their opinions, their desires. Without realizing it, they forget the source from which the tree has grown. Then Krishna gives an unusual instruction. He says, take the strong axe of detachment and cut this tree. Arjuna looks surprised. Does Krishna want him to reject the world? No. Krishna is not asking him to abandon life. He is asking him to let go of unhealthy attachment. Live in the world, love people, perform your duties, but don't lose yourself in what constantly changes. After cutting through attachment, the seeker begins searching for the highest reality, the eternal home, where there is no fear, no endless cycle of coming and going, only lasting peace. Krishna then describes the soul. He says, a part of my own eternal nature becomes the individual soul. Just as a spark belongs to a great fire, the soul belongs to the divine. When the soul enters a body, it experiences the world through the senses. When it leaves, it carries its impressions, just as the wind carries fragrance from one place to another. Most people notice only the body. The wise begin noticing the journey of the soul. Krishna continues. He says, I am the light in the sun. I am the brightness of the moon and the fire that helps digest food. I dwell in the hearts of all beings. From me come memory, knowledge, and even the ability to understand. Suddenly, Arjuna realizes God is not far away. The divine is present in every breath, every sunrise, every heartbeat, every act of understanding. Then Krishna speaks of three kinds of existence: the changing world, the individual soul, and beyond both, the supreme person, Purushottama. The supreme remains untouched, unchanging, and supports everything. One who understands this, Krishna says, comes to know the deepest truth. The chapter closes quietly. Arjuna looks around the battlefield once again. Nothing outside has changed. The armies are still waiting. The war has not begun. Yet within him, another illusion has fallen away. He realizes life is not about clinging to every passing branch. It is about remembering the root from which everything has grown. Chapter 15. Do not lose yourself among the branches. Remember the root from which your life draws its meaning. I think chapter 15 is one of the most poetic chapters in the Bhagavad Gita. The image of the upside down tree stays with people long after they have finished reading it. It's Krishna's gentle reminder that our lives are full of branches, roles, achievements, relationships, fears, desires, even struggles. They matter and we care for them. But if we become absorbed in the branches and forget the root that nourished them all, we lose our sense of direction.